everybody. Welcome to a Quickie with Mz B. I'm Mz B. Today is Tuesday. All this week we're talking about funny pranks. Please don't try these at home. Anyways, today is going to be talking about pranks that you play on your coworkers. This is going to be interesting.
Yes.
Okay, John, today we're going to talk about the pranks that are pulled on coworkers.
At home.
Now, if you're like me and you worked in an office setting, you've either had one done to you or you have done one to somebody else.
So now I have a terror story, but mine is a horrific, horrifying story of torture and terror.
In John's world.
In all normal worlds, it's a story of torture,
Just John's world.
terror, hell. I mean, this could be a this could be a punishment for really serious things what was done to me. So, do you want me to go first, or would you like to go and tell your story of horror and torture?
Well, mine probably wasn't as torturous as yours, but it was damn funny.
Well, mine's pretty bad. So, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Yours probably isn't as torturous as mine is.
No, it's not. So one day I go to work, and we worked at what I like to call Cube City because everybody had cubicles at the time. So I went to work one day, and I was talking about the people getting pranks pulled on them, you know, from coworkers and the various types. Well, one of my coworkers happened to be listening to this and thought it was just funny. So he thought he was going to pull one on me. So he was the person that worked in the mail room. So he did all this distributing for the mail. He did all the ordering for the office supplies, the packing materials, and all that jazz. So one day I come into work and everything's kind of quiet and nobody's saying anything at first. And I thought, okay, that's kind of weird. They waited for me to take my lunch break. And when I came back, I had pink packing peanuts everywhere, in my desk drawer, on my desk, in my cupboard. I had like a little cupboard up above my desk. There was even packing peanuts put in the pockets of my coat. And you know what color they were? Jim's favorite, pink.
That's pretty good. That's not bad.
They were everywhere. Okay, open up your drawer where you have your pens and pencils that you keep. That whole drawer was just filled with nothing but pink peanuts. Yeah, it took me quite a while to get all of them out of there.
How long after that were you still discovering one?
Oh my gosh, I found one in my pocket like a week later. Because I didn't get all of them out, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's pretty good.
But all my coworkers knew what the guy or the male person at the time was up to, you know, because he wanted to get me good, and he did.
That's
yeah.
Good. So I have two tales of torture and horror. Now these, you might want, if you guys have kids in the room, you may want to have them leave the room because these are horrific. They are just terrifying things. These are bad.
All right, drama queen.
So, at a previous life of mine, I worked for a very large suit company, and just by default, you know, you have lots of girls that work there, and they're all younger, and they're putting ties together for the guys, and they're doing all these little stacks for the guys and all that stuff, and it's a good environment, very, very good environment, and the girls by default every once in a while will have a certain issue, and they all know that I don't want to hear about it. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in hearing about it, and I don't know. For some reason, they keep trying to share, and I don't need them to share. So I had heard there was an Olive Garden that was opening, and one of my favorite things I enjoy going to the salad bars, but I have to be. Now this is another one of my little issues you probably don't know about. I need to be first. I can't go to a salad bar after the mob. Once it's no longer a salad bar, it's a trough. I can't go there anymore.
Are you like the girl from that movie? Like the water, because you can't drink it, it's contaminated.
No. It's just when you watch people, they're like leaning over somebody else, grabbing a big old scoop of the dressing, and they drag it across. It lands in the salad. It lands in this peas. They just spill stuff everywhere, and then you're sitting here. You go to get some cheese, and there's ham in it, and there's dressing in the cheese. You're like,
Yeah.
So I like to be first. Other people can go, and that's fine, but I want to be there like when they open, so I can, And it wasn't an Olive Garden. It was a Ruby Tuesdays. I'm sorry, I said Olive Garden.
Oh,
it's one of the ones where I go to the salad bar. Okay, and they have every once in a while you find these places that have a little deal, like you'll have a chicken something, and then you get the free salad bar. I'm like, oh wow, I don't even want the chicken, but it makes the salad bar cheaper. I'll take it. I enjoy that stuff. So I got there. They knew I was leaving, and they always know if I'm happy, if I get to go right away, it makes me very happy. He'll be gone for at least 35 minutes, and then he'll come back. So of course they cornered my jacket in the bathroom. There's an employee bathroom, and I would keep my jacket on a hanger in there if I wasn't going to have it on, rather than just throw it around the store.
Right.
And they filled my pockets with some girl thingies.
Tampons.
And they made sure my wallet was behind them. So everything was fine until the bill came. And I'm 6 foot tall. I'm a little over 200 and something. And when you hear me scream and squirrel like a little girl, I reached in and it didn't feel right, and I pulled it out, and I'm sitting there holding 3 of them in my hand. It took me a millisecond to realize, and then I threw them in the air. I was like, what is that? And I had some expletives that came out along with that. So there was a big fat guy standing at a register with some tampons flying around him in the air, hitting the floor as he screamed like a little chick. Needless to say, they thought that was great. And it even got worse, because guess what? One of them followed me there and asked to specifically be somewhere else and ate lunch while I was there, and then was standing off to the side getting ready to pay their bill so they could go. And they put their little phone up and they took a thing of it on the phone. So everybody got to see. Ah! Okay, you can bring the kids back in the room now, because that's not something you want your children to hear.
And while John tries to gain his composure after that, we'll need a moment. Hi, everybody. This is Mz B. You're listening to a Quickie with Mz B. If you missed the first half of the show, please go back and check it out. All this week, we're talking about funny pranks. Today, we're talking specifically about the ones that you pull on your coworkers. Mm-hmm. So are you okay now, John? That was just too funny. Anyways, let's talk about some of the ones that you can do to your coworker. This one's called the body spray bomb. This idea is to rig up a bottle of body spray underneath the victim's office chair so that when he or she sits down, it triggers the bottle to spray.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Make sure if it's a guy, make sure it's a guy perfume, and don't do it with a gal perfume. Boy, that'll make his wife go.
Yeah. Make sure you're doing it for the correct gender. You will need the following: 1 bottle of foul-smelling body spray. Their suggestion was Anarchy, scented by Axe body spray, should do the trick. Duct tape, an office chair, and a clothespin.
A clothespin?
Yes.
What's the clothespin for?
Okay, so here you go. Their first step is to adjust the victim's chair so that the chair gives slightly when someone sits on it. You're to duct tape the bottle of body spray directly under the seat so that when the chair moves down, it depresses the spray. Use the clothespin to plug your nose.
Okay, I was gonna say the clothespin's got me for a loop, unless you're trying to get height. But if you're trying to get height with that, it would just keep spraying.
You don't want to be smelling that stuff. Also, you can note instead of using some kind of spray, you can also, this also works with air horns. Can you imagine when they sit down and the air horn goes off?
Could you imagine you're in HR going, I didn't think she was going to die. I didn't think she'd have a heart attack. It's an air horn. I'm sorry.
Really, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah, the air horn's probably a really bad idea. But then again, the first one that was done to me, also equally bad.
Oh, that's just crazy. Well, since we're talking about office items in particular, the next one is the broken mouse.
Broken mouse?
Yeah. So this is to get your coworker questioning his or her sanity yet again. So the first step that you're going to do is tape over the sensor of your coworker's mouse. Watch your coworker tries to figure out why they can't click, why they can't.
Oh, you put a piece of tape over the red laser.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Yep.
Oh,
and then and watch them just get frustrated.
Oh, that's cruel. Because they can't see it because you're just staring at a laser. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's cruel.
In this particular one, there's a picture of a mouse, and then they had a little sticker that they placed over it that said "Happy April Fools."
Yeah. What's the plural of mouse, by the way?
The plural of mouse?
Yeah,
well, it ain't mouses, isn't it? Mice.
So
mice.
So if you go to order 6 of these, you'd order 6 mice.
6 mice.
Can I order 6 mice, please? This is not a pet store, sir. This is it's a computer store. Yeah, I know. I need mice. I love it when you do that. She's just ooh, ooh. So,
this is naughty, not to mention time consuming. This one's called Unwrap This. Copious amounts of wrapping paper or tin foil that you can buy at the dollar store to save some cash.
Okay.
If you go with some wrapping paper, stick to one pattern or color theme to create a shocking visual display.
Okay.
There is a picture. Let me just describe this for you. It is of a person's desk. It's like an L-shaped desk. They put tin foil on their coffee cup, their computer keyboard, on the top of their desk, everything that encompasses on the top of the desk. And their chair.
They wrapped everything in tinfoil?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, the aliens aren't going to know what's going on there, are they?
That's for sure. Oh, they even wrapped the phone, too.
So
and the phone cord.
Can't call for help.
Oh my gosh, that is just too funny.
That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work. Oh, that's crazy.
Now you got to take all. I would be upset taking it all off.
And now, you know what? They had 2 computer screens, not just one.
I saw a show where they walked into a guy's house and they wrapped his house. And I mean, as it sat, they wrapped his house.
Oh my gosh.
So imagine this. Take every drawer out, as the drawer is, and wrap the drawer, put it back. Wrap the coffee pot, wrap the sink, wrap the things that are in the sink. They wrapped the fridge, but they also wrapped everything that was in the fridge. All the cabinets were wrapped, and everything that was in each cabinet was wrapped. It was like, oh my! After a while, you're like, oh my God, please, come on! They wrapped his bed, and then put the sheets on and wrapped it again, and wrapped the pillows. It's like, oh my gosh, people are bored. What'd you find?
next one's called Sleeping Beauty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you might get in trouble for this one. Do you have a coworker that just can't keep their eyes open at a certain point of time during a certain point of the day? Or during a certain time of the day? It's time for a little sleep shaming. Step 1, wait for Sleeping Beauty to doze off. 2, gather your teammates. Have as many people as possible pose next to your slumbering office mate. Make sure that you are extra quiet. Step 3, go to your local print shop and have a life-size poster printed.
Oh, no.
Get to work early and hang it in the hallway for all to see. Moral to the story, don't fall asleep at your desk.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay, well, I think you get the idea on what you can do for pranks on your coworkers. And with that, I think it's time for a glass of wine.